Do you, do you feel that something is emerging based on the transfer policy in the bank? I will, okay. So I feel that something is emerging. So I will write transfer based on trend. So the second concept is emerging, gap between policies and practices. Can you suggest any other code?
No clarity in policy decisions on transfer, etc.
No clarity in policy implementation better.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, okay, fine. Now I'm moving to next question because nothing more is emerging from this. Question number 4. Each union association effectively contributed towards the development of the bank. What is their role? Question number 4. Response is 4. Basically, union is formed as a check system to check and management malpractices. Union plays role of checks, but again, I do not know how much union is powerful. But in terms of wage settlement, when it is due in 2012, and I am going to get my arrears in 2014, so how should I manage the loan that I have taken to my needs? So in such cases, I do not think union is more powerful. There is communication gap between management and union, and I do not know how much power have been given to them. So if everybody is reading the same newspaper at the same time, everyone will know the news, but there is communication gap between management and union. Do you feel important information is emerging? What it talks about? Can you suggest some of the code?
Delayed settlement.
Delayed, absolutely, very good.
Delayed settlement of wages.
Arrears or wages, pending wages, we can say. Pending wages. Okay. Very second one.
Union is not powerful enough or not doing
Union
enough.
is weak, we can say, or right? Union is weak. What else is emerging?
So communication gap between
Absolutely.
management and union.
Communication gap between management and union. Okay. What else? I think enough. Let's move to next question. Okay. Question number 5. Does union influence management decision? Response number 5. I do not think it is much today. What used to be in the past. They do not much influence management decision, not much. Management is much stronger and union is much weaker than it is. Do you feel something is emerging? What
outdated role of unions
or
less relevance of unions?
Yeah, because it's talking clearly about the power, and they say that union is weak and management is strong. So we can also write
the union is not influencing anymore.
Okay.
Maybe weakening of management, weakening of union over time.
Okay, weakening of union over time. Okay, and management is powerful management. We can say. Can we say powerful management?
Yes.
Okay. Now let me move to next question. Question number 6. Why middle level employees frequently leave the bank? Who is responsible and what should be done to stop it? Response number 6. I do not know whether management is really concerned about it. It could be that they are feeling and not expressing or vice versa, but I do not know whether they really crib about it. They also need people in, so they should be concerned. But there could you can say limitation of the system, that they cannot do anything to stop it. What information is emerging? What code is emerging from this?
Indifferent.
Management is indifferent.
Can we say that unconcerned management, unconcerned about attrition?
Yeah. Indifferent attitude of management towards attrition.
Or
Okay.
management do not have much options.
Okay,
If there is
okay.
attrition, there is no
That is-
option.
Okay, indifferent at management
Attitude, yeah.
attitude, employee for employee attrition.
They don't have a policy about employee turnover. No
Okay.
clear policy about employee turnover.
Policy. This is not talking about policy. This is talking about what is happening. Okay.
Sir, can
And
it be botherness of management?
which one?
Least botherness of management.
Okay. So we have mentioned no this different attitude of employee attrition. So can you repeat your again?
Least botherness of management over employees.
Least.
Right. LEAST. Least botherness of management.
For employees. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
And the last line also talks about limitation of the system, right? We can also say it simply if nothing is if you do not find exact things, so you can also write limitation of system, so that later on we can see that where it fits, whether it fits into the pattern or not. Okay. Now let's
Even lines of communication seem to be very poor, no? Management does not, the top-down communication seems to be poor. There's no clarity. People are confused about what's happening.
yeah. So we can also write weak top down communication, right?
Yes. Sir.
Now moving to question number 7. Does bank have whistleblower policies into practices? It depends on the whistleblower and whistle blown, and also depends on the kind of issue raised or concerned. If the record of the whistleblower has not been strong enough, then management may not take it seriously. But at the same time, if the whistleblower has been performed, concerned about the bank and has been good past record, definitely management is going to take issue seriously. What comes to your mind about the coding process? Because there is also a lot of subjectivity in whistleblowing. What code can you suggest here?
The same thing, that whistleblowing is subjective to management opinion.
Subjective whistle blowing, I can say simply. Second,
and performers' opinions are counted by the manager. Can be positive.
opinion counted. Okay.
Past record of whistleblower matters.
Past record whistleblower matter. Okay. I think we should move to next. Question number 8. Mission awareness, and we will go till question number 10 and then we will stop. Are employees aware about mission, and do they understand what does it mean? How does employee awareness help increasing business? Response number 8. At the branch level, 50% people are aware about it, about management priority and strategy is concerned. I do not think employees have got time from morning to evening in routine tasks to really know about it. They do not have time and energy to know what top management is doing and what is their priority. Branch level employees are concerned about achieving the target given, and they do not have energy and time to know management priority. I'm sorry about it. Yes.
Mission awareness does not percolate down.
Because not percolated, because this is talking about awareness, and they say that it is because of paucity of timing, because they are engaged into achieving the targets.
Right.
So it is percolated, it is already given, but employees are not serious to, because they do not have time, right? So what we can say, first of all, whenever you are going to write any code now, whatever immediately emerging to your mind now, immediately you write that code, and then complex thing, then you think and then write. For example, in this case, it is clearly coming from the last 2 lines, that people are overloaded because they have much task and much target to do, and they do not have much time, right? They do not have energy to, check the mission and all. Okay. And then it, of course, they're also talking about 50% of the people are
So
aware.
can we say management does not bother about creating awareness? That will become too long actually.
No, because that is not actually inferring. First line also make a lot of sense. At branch level, 50% people are aware. So that could be one code. 50% awareness about mission statement, right?
So employees are unable to take the larger picture into account because of
No.
time.
Huh. Yeah. So we can also say that employees overloaded with task.
Yes. And unable to take larger picture of the
Employees unable to spare time. Employee.
Employees are overburdened.
Yeah, we have written that. Employees overburdened with the task.
Mismatch between strategy and workload. Mismatch between strategy and workload.
Yes,
Not mismatch, but poor communication about connect between strategy and work.
So both we can write, no? We can write both, no? Disconnect, we can say that. Disconnect.
Like the management has not communicated to the lower cadre how it is linking.
Between strategy and
workload was what the gentleman said.
Okay, fine. And from my side, I think I should write 50% because employees mission awareness 50%, because for me it makes sense.
And also, like this person is thinking that mission is some vision. What was it? Mission is only something connected with top management because it's linking to what top management is doing. But actually, mission is something that everybody has to.
Yeah.
So relegated to top management. Mission relegated to top management.
Yeah, we can say that mission relegated to. Or relegated to top management. Okay, let's move to next question. Question number 9. Are targets set for branches are realistic and scientific? Are they are the allocation of target based on branch potential? Are targets too easy to achieve or too difficult to achieve? Response number 9. By and large, maybe for the last couple of years, targets have been little realistic because they are allocated based on the potential of the branches. But if you ask me, sitting in the Pedder Road branch to achieve agriculture loan, it will be bit difficult to do unless I start learning fishing boat. You cannot go scientifically in setting the target. You have to totally off the cuff. Thank you. Can you make some meaning out of it? What does it mean? And this question is about setting the targets. And what comes to my mind is targets are not allocated scientifically and they are not realistic in nature.
Yeah, unscientific setting up of targets.
And scientific target setting.
Not based on ground realities.
Okay. Target. Unscientific target we have already written, no? Okay. Target not based on ground reality. Okay, that is fine. What else?
Top management is not aware of the ground business area.
Top management
is not unaware of business potential of the region.
Yes, that makes sense. Business potential. Okay. Fine.
Maybe also like the work is not being allocated appropriately to the branches, no?
Exactly.
So you can't have a Pedder Road branch.
That is why this gentleman has said, no, top management
Yes.
unaware about business potential, no? That
So mismatch, like branches are not linking to the customer. It's not customer facing.
Exactly same thing, no? When potential talking about, no, whether you are situated in rural area or urban area. So for rural area, what products you need? urban area, what products. So there is a mismatch, no? So they are not aware about what is the potential of the businesses in the branches, whether they are for the agriculture loan or business loan or whatever it is.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Right. Now moving to question number 10. What management support employees get to achieve target? Are they accountable for not providing support to branch level employees? What happens in case of achievement or non-achievement? Response number 10. There is bit of both telling and participating, but most of the case it is telling. There is one or two cases where people participate to support. I do not say they do not support it, because when need help, they arrange people and try to support you. Do you find any clear-cut information emerging from here?
So targets are not generated by the people, they are top down. I think that is what this person is
No,
saying. That
but this question is talking about the management support. So achieve the target, whether management provide any support to employees.
So I was focusing on most of the cases it is telling.
Telling. So they
Telling
only
meaning from top down it has been handed over, but it's not participatory targets.
Exactly. That's the key point. So no top management support, we can say so, right?
Yeah, or inadequate support.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
no will,
yeah.
because there's some evidence that
I know, and that's what very true. In with management support.
Can we say support is demand based? You have to demand support. There is no spontaneous.
This also clear, no? Inadequate means there is a support, but not clear. Management support to achieve target, because this includes everything, no? Inadequate means there is a little support, conditional support. Whenever demanded, then they get it.
Also, if we can say it's reactionary support, that last one is saying they arrange people and try to support. So they're not proactive, they're reactive in their support.
Management support. Okay. Let's move to next question number 11. And we will stop here. Dutch performance and promotion closely linked. Is the promotion based on tenure and relationship concerned with top boss? Target achievement and promotion. See how I have written. That means the person has taken the long pause. It is low. Some weightage is performance appraisal. It is not fully part of KRA. KRA have different part on certain part. Only number matters. But bank is more concerned about growth, whether you have grown or not. In some part, intangible parameters Dutch have some weight. For example, if you have done something outside the bank, like engaging in social initiatives, then bank Dutch gives some weightage. What is emerging from this response?
There's poor alignment of individual goal and organizational goal, like parameters. So this person said, no, that bank growth is more important.
So what should I write as a code?
Numbers are paramount.
Like poor alignment between.
Number matters more, right? Can we say so?
But then here it's saying that the focus is on the organ. I mean, this is correct, but I'm talking about the previous point that the organization growing is more important than the individual. So the organization's growth supersedes individuals. So there is no alignment. So the organization can grow at the cost of the individual, like we were discussing yesterday, long hours, it could be negative.
Yeah.
I think this point is saying
yeah. So what should I write? Expectation mismatch.
So this is correct. This code is correct. Next
that I have written. So what is the next? How should we write the code?
Organizational growth supersedes individual growth.
Okay. Fine.
And there seem to be uncertain or unclear KRAs.
That's good. That's part. That make more sense. Unclear KRAs. Okay. Now I will stop here because 10 questions we have already done so far. Now, how many codes we have created so far? Can you see in the left hand side?
80.
80 codes we have created. Now you can imagine within 2 documents, once we have created 80 codes, and if you are going to take interview of imagining that 20 people, then how many codes you are supposed to generate? Going with the same analogy. Just you can imagine the depth of the code, and how many codes you are supposed to generate. Okay. So now these codes are, let me explain again. These codes are nothing but the concepts. And in quantitative research, when you talk about variables, because variables are nothing but the ideas, the concepts that you are going to prove it or reject it, right? So these codes are the concepts which are emerging from the data through the inductive coding process, because we do not have any preconceived code in our mind. Whatever code we have generated, the code have come from the data itself, and that is what the whole concept of grounded theory talks about. That means the theory generated from a theory is grounded in the data. That means concept is grounded in the data. That means whatever information you are taking as a code, it is grounded in the data itself, in the field data itself, right? So many codes we have generated, and this is on the screen. I'm just browsing the code, and since you are already aware about how many codes we have, what are the different codes we have generated, I'm just browsing, and you suggest me based on the code, first of all, that which are the similar codes or which kind of pattern is emerging. So that what we are going to do, I'm going to create different buckets as a code groups, which are thematic in nature, conceptual in nature. Concept-based code group we are going to create, and then we are going to take 4 or 5 codes which are similar in nature, which are homogeneous in nature, and taking together and putting in the particular bucket, which is known as code group, which is concept-based, thematic-based. Okay. Now you suggest me, I will just browse. I'm just browsing from first to last, and you just have a glance over it, because as a researcher you have to see many times among the code what pattern you can see. I'm just browsing, and you just suggest me what are the different concepts emerging.
Subjective implementation of HR policies by management.
Let me read each and everything so that you can let me first browse. You can read each and everything so that
Sir, one thing is very clear, that the HR is inefficient in banks.
let us create first
It's very
exactly
weak.
same.
Not
Can we
inefficient,
say
it's very weak.
faulty HR practices?
One can be the transfer policy.
Very good. Let us focus one by one. So once Sachin has mentioned about the HR policies, our HR is very vague. What could be the thematic name which is very, very expressive in nature, very, very concept based? What word should I write? I agree to your point. Absolutely agree.
Policy.
Huh?
Transfer policies.
No, transfer policy is different. HR, because when you talk about HR, it includes transfer, it includes promotions and so many things.
Yeah. So
Employee dissatisfaction.
See, one is the transfer, other would be talent management, and third would be promotions. So within that, you have this 3-4 groups that you can create within.
Fine. Give me one by one code, and then I will write. First of all, Professor
Can
Sachin
we say
mentioned,
faulty HR practices?
Sachin, what do you suggest?
First, if I say weak HR practices under that thing.
Yeah, that looks much better. You can say weak HR practices or poor HR practices or dysfunctional HR practices.
Inefficient,
Huh?
inefficient HR practices. Inefficient.
But dysfunctional is good because it's not being implemented properly.
Which one?
Dysfunctional is a good word. Dysfunctional HR policy.
Second, I keep on writing so that later on, which is the second one? There was a lot of things about the favoritism in transfer and
Transfer policy favorable. Dysfunctional transfer policy is one,
Uh-huh.
or bias transfer policy is one, or is what we can write.
Yeah,
Oh, oh.
biased also, and it also came as a favoritism exists. So
Yes.
which is the better word? Bias transfer policy or favoritism exists or what?
Favoritism
Policy
exists
practice.
in transfer policies.
Policy practice mismatch.
No, no, no. Let us be very clear. So why
Favoritism exists in transfer policies. That is quite a, a clear concept emerging.
Okay. So favoritism in transfer and promotions.
Yeah.
Favoritism in transfer and
Sir, can it be nepotism?
of course. So nepotism. Let me write nepotism in terms of what? Yes, of course you can write about the nepotism.
In place of favoritism, can it be nepotism?
Let me write.
Where is the favoritism in transfer policies? The clerical grade said that nobody can transfer me. We have seen a lot of transfer of managers, not the clerical grade.
Yeah.
And there is a punishment transfer of those managers who don't agree to the verbal instructions of their seniors. So there is not favoritism over here.
Yeah.
No favoritism over here.
Yeah. Nepotism in transfer and promotion. Okay.
And one more thing can be, sir. I think myopic HR policies.
Because when you say myopic, because dysfunctional HR practices, we have already written it. Because everything related to dysfunctional, we are going to put into that.
No, as this is myopic, that is why it is dysfunctional. Can you say that?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? So see, for one concept, let us create only one theme. For one concept, let us not make multiple themes. No. Okay. So what next is emerging? Something was also emerging about the whistleblower.
The ineffective whistleblower policy.
Okay. Any better word?
Dysfunctional.
No, dysfunctional. We have already. Let us not repeat it. Can we say that discouraging whistleblower policy?
Yeah. Okay.
Or whistleblower policy only on paper. It's a paper policy.
That is fine, but also there was a lot of incidences about the discouraging the people.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
can we write ripped whistleblower policy?
Which one?
Ripped. That
Okay.
means steered.
Okay.
Ripped WB policy, whistleblower.
Okay. What else? What else? Because you are already aware about
Promotions. I mean, promotion mediocrity is promoted.
Okay. Agree.
Union.
No, union is fine, but he says that
Mediocrity
encouraged. Can we say that?
Sir, mediocrity, sir.
No, there are two things: mediocrity and mediocracy. There are two things.
Which
mediocracy.
one?
Okay. Mediocracy. Okay.
So mediocrity prevails, I think, not necessarily encouraged, but it ends up prevailing.
No. Because when we have read many, statement given by the respondent, it was said that performers are encouraged to leave, but mediocre actually get a lot of promotion.
But
So,
I don't think they're encouraged to leave. They leave and they're not held back. And because they have left, the mediocres have risen.
okay.
I don't think they're pushed out, but there is nothing to hold them back. And therefore, whoever is left are the mediocre ones who are rising to positions.
Okay, fine. So you say that mediocrity prevails.
Yes.
And opposite to
Sir,
mediocrity.
it may happen, sir, identification and retention of key talents. There is an improper policy of identification and retention of key talents.
So yes, we will come to that point. But when we are talking about mediocrity prevails, there is also opposite side. Meritocracy also doesn't prevail. Do you also feel that we should also write that meritocracy?
In fact, it is discouraged. That becomes subjective. That becomes subjective to the manager's goals.
Yeah. So should we write meritocracy?
We can write in the same this thing.
Okay.
Meritocracy is encouraged and meritocracy discouraged.
Yes, very true.
Maybe individuality and innovation not encouraged.
And meritocracy discouraged. Can we say that?
Yes.
Very nice.
I don't think we can say that, because it doesn't mean that those who are aligning with the managers are like, like there could be good, bad, both. Definitely mediocrity is like encouraged, but doesn't mean that good ones are discouraged. There are other factors. It's not the work. There might be political alignment, there might be regionalism, but it is never commenting on the work. It's commenting about subjective connect with the manager. It never commented on the person not doing the work. In fact, somewhere, if the person has done the work and is a whistleblower, he gets the credit. So I don't think it's about work. It's about personal connect. So I don't think that is correct. We didn't find evidence that those
So
who
what
are
do you-
good at their job were
Okay.
discouraged.
So what do you suggest here?
Just this,
Tanveen?
that yeah, the mediocrity prevails because the good ones did leave for whatever reasons, because of
Okay.
politics, maybe not because of work.
Let us create it. Don't worry about it. Okay, I will. You can do everywhere. Okay. What else? What else is emerging? Do you also feel that there is something related to targets?
So when we talk about targets and achievements and performance,
Mhm.
and we say that mediocrity prevails, and basically what we are trying to say that meritocracy is overlooked.
Yeah. So it will automatically connected now.
So if you
Yeah, this
please-
is
if-
good,
if-
sir. Yeah,
if we
this
say if-
is very good. Yeah, overlooked is the good
It's
word. sir, if you
overlooked.
want. Yeah, correct.
Because we should not say, once we say meritocracy overload, it does mean that mediocrity is being taken care of.
Correct.
So what should I write?
Both are, so that, and I think, and will be good.
Meritocracy overlooked.
Okay. So let us create another code. No, why to create in same code? No. Meritocracy overlooked. Yesterday.
Overlooked or underlooked?
No, overlooked. No. Overlooked.
Okay,
No? Yeah. Overlooked. Because nobody's care about meritorious people.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yesterday we had a lot of discussion about late sitting practices. Do you feel that is also emerging? We should also create code group for late sitting practices. There was also a lot of late sitting practices and also oral instructions.
Your whole communication policy is very poor. There is no clarity at different levels of the organization. People are making their own conclusions because management is not being clear, neither in punishment nor in reward. So that it's creating confusion.
So that is fine. Okay. So but there was clear also indication about the oral instructions prevail.
Yes.
Right. So why not create one code group as oral instructions prevail, late sitting practices prevail, and of course you can say that weak management top-down communication or weak management communication.
That's
Right?
one important thing. In question number 7 or 8, it has been clearly written that people are totally busy in achieving their numbers. People are busy in achieving their numbers. In question number 3 or 4, it is written, the respondent said that late sitting hours are there. And then again in question number 6 is he's saying that people are not aware, 50% of the people are aware about the
Mission statement, strategy
mission
assessment.
statement, strategy
Yeah. Employees.
So somewhere we can say that people are working, just they are only working. They are not clear about lack of clarity and goal.
Employees disengagement.
It's not disengagement, they are fully engaged, but lack of clarity of goals is most important, I think. Lack of clarity of goals.
Okay, let me write.
Maybe at the later stage it may get.
We can modify later on.
Yeah,
clarity about.
it may get modified, but lack of clarity about goals at branch levels.
Okay. What else? Can I write late sitting practice, because I feel that I should write.
Yeah, late sitting practices prevails.
I also feel that oral instructions should we also write.
So why late sitting practices being taken as negative?
Because yesterday there were many more concepts emerged. But anyhow, since we are only creating the group.
Why? Because the branch people are looking towards their achievement of targets. And in one of the statement, the Pedder branch has been given a target where for which agriculture target. That means people are sitting there because they need to achieve their targets, and those targets are mismatched with their profiles.
So that is fine. That is
why the people are staying back for long hours in their offices, maybe they are trying to convince their customer. Maybe they are trying to identify the customer.
No,
And that has resulted into late hours.
I agree to your point, but what I mean to say, as a researcher, we are not here to make any judgment about it. We are going to make code groups only based on the what different codes are emerging. Okay, we are not making anything out of our judgment. We only say that, for example, if out of 80 codes, if there are 5 codes about late setting practices or oral instruction, we have to make the code groups. Okay, and we are going to put all those codes into the particular code group.
Correct.
Maybe in the process, if the number of these concepts are lower, then automatically they will be refined. They will nowhere fit into the pattern, right? So at this point, we do not need to make any judgment whether which code is better, which code is not better. Only we are going to make this judgment based on the 80 number, codes which are 80 in numbers. Okay.
Can we say horizontal communications are more informal and personal?
So,
and they are more powerful or more influential than vertical communication.
So rather than we can write better wordage, top-down communication prevails. Right? Because it is only telling from the top down.
Prevails or it is ineffective. I mean, the communication.
Okay. Yeah. Top down. I will say that top down.
And also for favoritism and all that, horizontal communication is more personal than formal,
Okay, just wait. We have created how many code? First see here.
It is top down personal communication.
Which one?
Personal communication.
Top down?
Personal communication. It should not be top down. Top down communication can be verbal, as it could be as well as written.
We have
financial
written,
sectors, it has to be written. But it is here top down personal communication.
No, we have written top down communication ineffective.
How come ineffective? Where none of the place we have seen ineffectiveness of top down communication.
Okay, so what do you
favoritism? We have seen favoritism, punishment transfer.
So what do you suggest here?
Top down personal communication. It should be actually it should be an official communication, but it's a personal communication.
Okay, let me reframe it. Top down personal communication, right?
Or we can say top down verbal communication. Top down verbal communication. That's verbal becomes personal.
But nowhere during our interaction anybody has mentioned verbal or written or official or non-official. It is communication simply.
Top down communication has to be either top down, either in the form of written or
yeah, communication. But we are talking about the nature of the top down communication. No, what? Yeah,
so top down personal communication, sir.
And we also discussed about the oral instructions yesterday. Okay. Can we say that nature of top? Okay, let us top down communication. What better word can you suggest? Top down communication. Because somewhere we need to put some qualifier here, because top down communication, it is just a neutral word.
So we had put this code as top down communication is ineffective because it is creating confusion. There's no clarity. That is why that word ineffective was
we can rather than
directive communication or authoritarian communication.
Or can we say that top down unclear communication?
Absolutely.
Yes. We can. I mean, at the end of the day, the communication has to, give results, and which is not giving results. So it is ineffective in a sense, or unclear. Both the words can be taken.
Let me write unclear, and later on, if you suggest, I can modify. I will also suggest one thing, oral instructions prevails. Do you agree? Because, okay. Now, let me stop here and wait. Let me remove this one because this has already taken one code in the code group, and then I will show you how you can drag and drop, or you can put codes in this code group. Now, do you see all 0, 0 in these code groups? So left hand side, all the thematic name you have suggested, and these names are emerging based on the number of codes, which is already showing left hand side, the number of codes, 80 codes. Okay. Now what you're going to do, do you see here all the codes emerging right hand side here, all these 8 codes emerging here. Okay. Now, for example, if I click here dysfunctional HR practices, then I'm going to locate all dysfunctional HR practices from the code, and I'm going to just double click on the dysfunctional HR practices to be the part of dysfunctional HR practices. Okay. So let me first highlight dysfunctional HR practices, and I'm just browsing from here, and you suggest me which is fitting here, or there is another way. Okay, let me. Is it fitting in dysfunctional HR practices? A political person suffer. I'm just browsing. You just stop me. Blame game culture, breach of whistleblower, delayed settlement, dysfunctional HR practices. Can you see here dysfunctional HR practices? Right hand side.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I will just double click. Automatically, it will be part of here. Now see, it has come here, and it will show here 1. Okay. Similarly, I'm just moving down.
Employee bullying, employee mission awareness, employee overload with task, all these are HR policies. The failure of the HR to identify what
yes. Wait. Tell me one by one.
Employee harassment.
Employee harassment. Then
employee overload with task.
Yes.
Employee mission awareness.
50%.
Favoritism. Favoritism prevails.
Yes.
Employees unable to spare time, again HR practice.
Yes.
Gap between policy and practice, again HR issue.
Yes. I'm going down.
Inefficient HR practices, it does comes under here.
Indifferent management attitude. Inefficient HR practices. Okay. Then
lack of transparency.
Very good. I did that.
Insecurity among managers, again, and HR practices.
Yeah. Okay. Then
there's something which can relate to management practices, maybe, but transparency and all.
I would like to comment here, because one code can be part of many multiple groups. So do not assume that one code is only belong to only one code group, because many practices are actually overlapping. They are cross functional. So when HR dysfunctional practices, absolutely, when HR plays support function of management, then definitely automatically they will be part of management practices, right? Right. I'm just going down. Just go. Tell me.
Low self efficacy is again management practices.
Okay. I'm doing the dysfunctional HR practices. Poor HR practices. Okay.
Politics prevails again.
Okay. Poor talent management.
Talent management, leadership skill again.
Okay.
HR.
Okay. Promotion, poor performance.
Performance management again an HR issue.
Yeah, absolutely. So where it came? Poor performance management, yes.
Promotion based on tenure, promotion not based on merit, all these are HR practices.
Punishment posting.
Yeah.
Regional biasness.
Revenge seeking behavior.
Unfair transfer policies.
Unclear KRAs.
Transfer based on trend, we do not know.
Sir, don't you think that we have completely blamed the HR for the entire banking industry?
We have not blamed actually, because this is what emerging from the data.
It has emerged. One more thing that has come, it's lack of support of top management.
Of course. So,
Which is under lack of support of top management, lot many these codes will come into it. Sir.
So that is why now when we always say that when we try to present our qualitative data analysis findings, this is always interpretive in nature. So when you talk about all HR practices, then obviously you are going to blame because of this dysfunctional HR practices, top management is responsible or maybe responsible the way you are going to present yourself. Right. Now, I should stop here for dysfunctional HR practices. Now there are 24 concepts are coming. Now I go to another code group, lack of clarity about goals. Now again, I'm doing the same exercise. And just tell me which is which information is emerging about the clarity about the goals. I'm just browsing.
Clerks not aware about strategy.
Clerks, where clerks? No, but because this study is about the middle managers morale, so this doesn't make much sense here, and it is also not fitting into the group. Lack of clarity about the goals when we are talking about this is about the middle managers, right? Okay.
Sir, competent leave the bank. Lack of clarity about goals. It can be, but maybe.
No, because let us focus on what is directly coming to the goal. Overloaded with the task.
Overloaded with task, unable to spare time.
Yeah, yeah, lack of clarity. So let me, yeah, spare time.
Disconnect between strategy and workload.
Yes. Where it is.
So employees mission awareness 50%.
Yes. Gap between policy and practices.
Inadequate management support to achieve target. It's a lack of clarity about the management is also not clear what to, how to support.
Yeah.
It was there. Na?
Which one?
It was there.
Let me
inadequate management support. You have taken it, sir. Yes.
Yeah. No clarity.
Can we put low self-efficacy? But
no,
it's not clarity, it's ability to achieve. Yeah, okay. Politics prevails can be put, no?
No, but because this is specific to goals.
Poor leadership skill. Poor leadership skill. That is also part of lack of clarity of goal.
Okay.
Poor leadership skills and poor leadership will also come.
Okay.
When performance management over pressure to branch manager.
Yes. Over pressure to branch manager. Yes. Let me go down, then I will go up. And scientific target setting.
Yes.
Talking about the goal.
Yes.
Unclear KRA.
Unclear KRAs.
Yes. Target based on not based on ground reality. It is also there. Yeah.
Selective treatment to branch managers.
Top management unaware of business potential. Is that not a goal?
Yeah, this is also. Okay. Let us randomly stop here. There will be many more things. So we need to browse many times. And this is a repetitive exercise, not one. Now let us move to late sitting practices. I will just click on late sitting practices and I will just browse. Let me write here whether it is late sitting practices. Okay. I will move up and then I will start from here. Late sitting, late sitting.
There's one thing called insecurity among managers.
But this is late sitting, no? So let us focus on the late sitting.
So because they're insecure, they're sitting longer, no?
Yeah, of course it is there. So what you mentioned, insecurity. Okay, okay.
Then psychophancy also can be a part of that.
Yeah. Okay, let's practices. Then insecurity.
Sir, insecurity among the managers goes well with nepotism and transfers.
I know. Yeah.
Goes well with nepotism and
Okay,
transfers.
fine. Yeah. So, late sitting.
Late sitting goes with backdoor management. Maybe
Yeah,
suspended hours, backdoor management happens. Backdoor management.
We have written, no? Yeah. Backdoor
During
management.
late sitting hours, backdoor management happens.
So we have written, I think, only one thing. So let us go to next. Let us see. Mediocrity prevails. Psychophancy, that fit here?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, yes. Then
Selective treatment to branch managers. All this was there, no? In the
yeah.
code, regional bias.
What about regional biasness?
Yes,
Fit here?
Yes, reactional management support, reactionary management support.
Okay. Done.
Target not based on ground reality.
No, but mediocracy we are talking about. No, so let us move to more.
Promotion not based on merit.
Yes, that makes sense.
Promotion based on tenure.
Yes.
Pressure to follow oral instructions.
Okay, yeah.
Prejudices.
Yeah.
Poor
talent.
No. That absolutely it comes somewhere they are connected. But let us.
Poor leadership skills.
Sir, promotion based on tenure or promotion not based on talent, that should be goes to the meritocracy overlooked in that bucket.
Yeah, that will also fit, no, because that is why I mentioned, no, many codes will go to many code groups.
Okay.
Code can be used multiple times, and that is why when we are going to create the network, we will find that the particular concept, how many places it is connecting and it has bearing.
Yeah.
Right, no?
Okay.
Meritocracy prevails. Then. No clarity in policy implementation. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Insecurity among the manager. Let me move to next one. Meritocracy overlooked. You tell me randomly. I'm just browsing again because every time you have to do the same exercise. Meritocracy overlooked.
There was one thing that management does not care for employees. That one statement was, one quote was there.
Regional biasness. Do you also feel that this fits here?
Yes.
Revenge seeking behavior, selective treatment to branch managers, all those things go towards meritocracy. Regional biasness.
Punishment posting.
Promotion based on tenure.
Not based on tenure.
Pressure to no.
Sir,
even powerful management will go into meritocracy. Only powerful management can overlook meritorious people.
Poor talent management,
What
poor
happened?
performance management.
Poor HR practices, politics prevails, policies flaw. No, no, no.
At the end, maybe some
Where
of
do
the
you-
codes don't get selected in any of the three. It
Which
is,
one?
Many of the codes may not get selected in any of the.
Yeah, so that is why, you know, they are, you know, in the terms of qualitative, so we say that outlier codes because they do not fit into the pattern. And that is why in the first session, I talked about the grounded theory. When you take the grounded theory as your approach, then all the codes, all the concepts which are not fitting into the pattern, you can take those code to make your questionnaire, and you can make a research question based on what is emerging and which is not fitting into the pattern. And then you can start with the collecting more and more data. So a repeated number of times as long as new informations are emerging. So usually 4 to 5 times you have to collect data from the different respondent group. That's what it happens. But since we are doing more of a thematic analysis here, so we don't need to do that. Okay. Now I'm moving to nepotism in transfer and promotion. Or let us stop here. What do you suggest? Because this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we have done so. So let us make interpretation and make network generate reports out of these 5 themes emerging. Is it fine? Because it will consume more and more time.
Yes,
because the process is same. We don't need to do anything. Okay. Now, a question to you. Do you see the numbers here? 24, 12, 1, 10, 10, right? Now, based on your understanding, can you make any interpretation of these numbers? What this number denotes? So, for example,
How many times? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, please go ahead.
How many times that particular theme has come out in the conversation or given by response given by the bank employee?
Okay, okay, great. Some more opinion?
Number of codes linking to that, like the how many codes in the bucket?
Yes, absolutely. And when we talk about codes, these are nothing but the concepts. So that means in the particular code group, number shows that the number of concepts. So if you want to put before the management to the top management that these are the 5 concepts emerging, then you are going to arrange them in the order of hierarchy. And when you are going to use order of hierarchy, this number plays a great role because these are showing the number of concepts emerging. So in particular code group, the more number of concepts are emerging, the code is more strong or more dominant one. Right?
So I had a question. That means the first time when we made our code, we should ensure that they are all unique.
Yeah.
We should ensure that they're unique. They should be different. Okay.
Yeah, they should be unique. Okay. And later on, if you want to really merge the code, no, for example, I will just show you the process of merging the code. I will just, for your own information, I will show you how to do it. For example, these are the 2 codes. Blame culture exists everywhere and blame game culture. Can you see here 2 words?
Yes, yes.
Both the same, both talking about the same thing.
Yes.
If you want to merge these 2 codes into 1 code, the better way is to just drag and drop. I will just drag and drop here. That's one part. And you can make a relation, and there are a lot of relations. Can you see on the screen? Contradict is a property of, is associated with, is cause of, is part of, no name. Can you see that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's one part. And other part, merging is I will just select these two codes, and here and here. And then do you see here merge codes on the top?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will just click here and it will ask in which code you want to merge. That means which code you want to keep it. So for example, I want to keep this code. So I will just keep it here. I will click here and it will remain. Can you see two number?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, if you want to see how it appears, I will just right click. I will see open network. And I will show you view code frequency. Do you see the two? That means there are two statements connected with the two codes. It will come together. Do you see here?
Yes, sir. Yes.
This is how it appears. Now, let me move to code groups. Okay. Now, since you have already created all these themes, do you feel that late setting practices somehow is a strong or dominant one?
No, sir.
No, because it is showing the least number of concept in one. So what is the most dominant practices here in all?
Dysfunctional HR policies.
And the second one is?
Lack of clarity about goods.
And then third one is? Third and fourth?
Meritocracy and meritocracy.
Because they are interconnected. So this is how you are going to present them. Now, if you want to generate a report, you can generate report in so many ways. I will just click here. I will select all the practices. Do you see here Excel report? I will just create Excel report. And if I say that all items, it will ask all items. I will show you how to generate multiple types of report in multiple ways. This is one way to generate report. If you want to write PhD or dissertation, so you can just make these reports. Everything will come together in your, do you see here? Document group, dysfunctional HR practices, these many codes are connected with it. Can you see number all the
Excel? Are you asking Excel, sir?
Yeah.
No, we can't see Excel. You'll have to share screen again.
Okay. Let me. Does it appear?
Yes, now we can see.
Now, do you see HR practices? So you can explain how many codes are in HR practices, right? Right. Then,
yes, sir.
Then in every code, in the first the document group, right? And then next is the all codes connected to it. And rest of the things we have not created so far, so nothing will come, right? This is one way to show how many concepts are emerging under which things, and this is one way. Now, second way is to, you can, my screen is visible now, Atlas TI?
No, sir, not yet.
Okay. I think it is disconnected. Let me. Visible?
Yes.
Now this is the time to generate textual reports. So if anybody wants to see what dysfunctional HR practices talk about, what are the different statements people have said, now you have to go to analyze. Do you see on the top analyze?
Yes,
sir.
Okay. Now pay attention here. I will generate multiple reports. I will go to analyze. I will go to query tool. Do you see HR dysfunctional practices here? I will just double click here. It has come right hand side. Do you see here on the top report?
Yes, sir.
I will just, this is many ways you can generate report. I will just go with a full content and all the report will be generated together. It will take a few seconds to generate. Can you see on the screen all the reports?
Yes, sir.
Do you see here 14 quotation? 14 quotation means these are all 14 important information that respondent has said. Okay. And see all the statement that you have selected, which talks about dysfunctional HR practices will come together. Can you see here everything is emerging? Along with all codes are coming. Is it clear?
But here quotation would mean the whole para. We took it as a whole paragraph. The entire thing is coming.
Yes, exactly. Whatever you have highlighted portion you have done so far, everything will come here. Everything is coming right now. And if you want to remove all these codes, no, for example, in this code memo, everything is appearing. So there is also a way you can do so. You can go and you can say that we only need content and we do not need any code. And definitely you can go and you see here, no codes are generated, only statements. Does it make some sense?
Can I edit that quotation if it's
No,
like
no,
long?
never do that. Never do that. Never do that, because these are the statement that you have highlighted. But if you want to really format this quotation, then you have to go back to the original document. I will show you how to do it. From the report, do not do that. For example, if this is the document and you have done so far up to here, right? If you want to extend it, you can extend up to here. Fine.
Yes, I got it. Got it.
You got no? So the way you are going to select here, exactly same way you are going to generate report. Getting the point?
Yes, sir. Because like in the class, you've selected the whole thing, no, but when we code, we won't necessarily select the whole thing. That's why I was asking.
Exactly. So whenever if you are going to generate report and you find the particular line irrelevant to you, then you can go back to your original document and accordingly you can select how much segment you want to select, how much segment you want to show to the people. Clear? Clear, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, this is generating report. Now, if you want to see this report as a demographic profile, since we have created out of 2 interviews, for example, if you want to see this report, what only manager talks about. Do you see here edit scope? Do you see here?
Yes, sir.
If I want to see this functional HR policies in a specific demographic profile of the respondent. For example, if you want to see this report as only female employees, male employees, then I will go to edit. I will go to female employees. I will just click here. It will come here. And then I can generate report here about HR practices only about the female employees. Do you see here? 12 quotation.
Yes, sir.
Right? Now, now if you want to find out this report to only top management, then you can also create, you can select only top management, and then you can generate the report of dysfunctional HR practices that only top management talks about. 11 quotation, right? Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Clear, no? So the way you want to generate report, you can create a report.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
How
please
you
go
are
ahead.
generating it for 2 demographics factors when we are joining that, like maybe female employees and top management?
Very good, very good. I will show you. So for example, top management, and do you see here or it is showing?
Yes.
This is parameters. I will go or, and I will ask about the female employees. Wait. Can you see here?
Right.
Now, once I generate the report, this functional practices, what female employees and top management talks about, it will talk about. Now I think it's clear. 23 quotations because we have clubbed every quotation.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, thank you.
And you can also see the report. See the heading of the report. Right now?
Right.
Exactly same way, and everything will be shown that who has created report, at what time you have generated report, and you can refine this report. If you want to remove this code, you can remove hyperlinks and memos. Okay. So this is generation of report. If you want to see how it appears in network form, so let me move and HR policies. go and it's say open networks. And if you want to see which are the 24 concepts are emerging, can you see the concepts? Does it look, does it provide some more meaning about it?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So you can, this image is explanatory, because if you are going to talk about in public sector bank, there is a dysfunctional HR practices, then looking at each and every code, you can speak. For example, if somebody is asking about, okay, how can you say that there is a punishment posting, right? So here you just click, right click and add neighbor and find out the quotation. Automatically the quotation will come, what people are talking about unfair practices. Let me let me show what people are talking about HR practices. I think it is I think my cursor is working in dysfunctional way. It's not. Let me.
It has got Zoom fatigue.
Wait. Can you see now the statement about the unfair practices? Can you see here?
Yes, sir. We can see.
Now, if somebody is talking about, okay, how can you say that politics prevails? Then go right click and drag everything wait, that is connected with the talking about.
There is also a different color to this regional biases. Does that mean?
Wait. I will show you. Now see the statement you can show. So the selective statement you can show in the things. Okay. Now you can color all the codes, but not the code group. If you want to color anything, for example, dysfunctional HR practices, if you want to show them, go to network, go to color and make it colorful. It appears. Or any code if you want to color, then you can make by any other code. Okay, to make it more expressive, you can color everything. Okay, so this is one way of presenting your themes which you have created in the form of code groups in your research. So this is how you can present. Or if you want to present everything in one format, then also there is option. So let me show how it is done. Go to home, go to new entities, go to new network. So you can say that this is you are talking about management practices network. Now everything you can drag here from here, code group. Just wait. I will drag from here to here. I will drag from here to here. I will drag here, this one. Then I will drag here, all the four. Now in each and every, you can create a network. If you want to create network, open network, wait, open network. Since in one network it becomes very difficult, but you can create network for each and everything. Lack of clarity about the goals. Then open networks. There are so this way you can make network of each and everything. Or if you want to club everything together, you can also include all the codes together and make one network. Okay, for example, you can go to code group manager. Okay, let me show you. Go to home. Do you see all these code groups? You can also club them into one code group. Okay, and then you can generate your report. Okay, now there is another way of generating report, and that works only in case when your interview data is more than 20 or 25. Only when your interview data is less than 20 interviews or 25 interviews, then that doesn't work. Now wait, do you see here a code document table? I will just open it here, and this is about all the codes we are going to make cross functional here. Check check all, and here also, and they will show code to code linkages. But since we have only 2 documents, so this is and this is the way you can generate your code coefficient that initially I mentioned about. Okay, but here only 2 documents, so it is not applicable here. But this is, I'm just showing the process. If you want to if you have data of more than 20 interviews, then definitely you can use it. And here, do you see here the code coefficient? If you click here, the code coefficient will come into play, right? And code coefficient varies between 0 to 1. The more towards 1, it is going to be more significant, right? This is one way. The second way, if you want to generate a report, if you want to generate report about the code document table, for example, if you want to find out dysfunctional practices among various people, for example, if you want to see what is the pattern emerging among female employees, male employees, how it appears, then you can also see. And the bottom, which is showing, is known as Sankey diagram. There is a concept of Sankey diagram. The thickness of this Sankey diagram talks about the amount of information emerging. So you can see here about the dysfunctional HR practices, the female employees, there are 10 concepts emerging, male employees 4, middle managers 14. So this is how the more you are going to click, more will emerge. This is concept. Okay.
I had a question, like in quantitative techniques, when we're doing research, quantitative research, there is like so much analysis of data which we do. But in we can show that initially in the form of charts also, depiction, a visual depiction of that data. But in this also, like what we are showing these networks, it appears like something similar to that for qualitative research.
Yeah.
So are we doing any further analysis of this data, like in addition to calculating the coefficient, do we do anything else also to this data to analyze it further?
To add to the question, sir, I would like to understand, I mean, how do we present our final data?
Okay. Okay, let me show you how it is to be done. Let me open the code and I will show you how it is how it appears. Okay. For example, if you are going to present your dysfunctional policies, right? Your interpretation is here, when your interview data is less than 20, your interpretation of significant value is based on the number of concepts emerging in the specific code group or specific theme. Okay, first of all, this is the first clarification. So in this case, once you are going to generate 4 themes, so first theme, which is most dominant in nature, is dysfunctional HR practices. Second is lack of clarity about the goals. Third is about the mediocrity prevails and meritocracy overlooked. Now you are going to generate a report. I have shown you the report, and this is what exactly people have said. Your part is missing here. What is your interpretation? So what is to be done? Always, this is the comment part. Okay. So for example, if you are going to write anything about, dysfunctional HR practices or anything, then you are going to write your comment here. Okay. For example, if I say that employee mission awareness, so I will comment here, employees are not aware about the, this is my interpretation, and it is perceived that only top management should know it. So it is not one. So once you save it, everything, once you are going to generate report, everything will come together. So in report, what you are going to support, first thing is about what people have said about it, that quotation. And in this part, initially I mentioned about your memo. Memo is here. So every time when you have field experience, every time you are going to write about the particular concept, what has been your field experience. So along with what people have said, once you have generated the report, for example, you have generated report here. So along with, now see here, employees are not aware about the mission and perceived it. So, and along with that, once you write the memo, it will also come together. So what is idea to present your, once you generate this report, what you are going to talk about, you say that there is a dysfunctional HR practices and there are 12 quotation or 14 quotation coming out of it. And each one quotation you are going to write, followed by your field experience and your interpretation. So you need to connect, you need to make arrangement of the quotation, your comment and memo. So quotation is set by the people that you have selected. Memo is your field experience and comment is what is your interpretation about what the person has said. So the flows goes like this. Even if you have generated the report, you have to arrange this report. But while arranging this report, make sure that whatever people have said, you do not have any right to edit it or do anything, any changing in this, because that is sacrosanct what people have said about it. As long as your concern, your comment is concerned, your memo is concerned, little bit you can modify it. But this is how you are going to present. Along with that, you are going to support your interpretation by giving maybe the snapshot of your screenshot. Maybe you can give the network, maybe you can give the Excel sheet. This is how you have done, and you have to show the process how you have done it. Okay. When your data is more than 20, as I mentioned that you are going to create code coefficient based on, here an analysis and code co-occurrence. Here you will find a lot of code coefficient number. For example, and here it will not generate because code has not been used multiple number of times. Okay. So you have to just select here. And all the code coefficient which are towards 1, that means more towards 1, they are going to be more significant. But only conditional then when your data is more than 20 or 25 documents. And then you can see a lot of numerical analysis here. Do you see here show coefficient? So in that case, your significant value is purely based on the code coefficient. Wherever these two codes are having 0.89 or 0.25, 0.35, they are more significant than the lesser number of code values. So this is how you are going to first of all provide evidences to your support. First of all, you are going to generate report based on the code coefficient when your interview data is more than 20 or 25. And when your data is smaller, then your themes are purely based on the number of concepts emerging in the code groups. Interpretation is purely based on what people have said, what has been your comment, and what has been your field experience. This is how you are going to interpret. And that is why we say that qualitative research, your analysis is purely interpretive in nature. Okay, this is how you are going to justify. Okay. Yes, please go ahead. Raise any question or any doubt if you have, please go ahead.
Quantitative studies, in the discussion part, we write that so and so finding has been there with other articles, other journal articles also. So when we write a report in qualitative analysis, do we compare it with other reports also to give it a justification that such things, such outcomes, such findings have been reported by so and so author in his studies?
Exactly, exactly. So whenever you are going to write your comment, then you are going to put everything in your comment part. Just I have shown you, comment part. Absolutely, comment part you can do so. Okay. So I will show you where to write. Do you see here comment? So this is the portion where you are going to put any references or in-text citation. This is the part. Okay. So whenever you are going to generate report, everything will come together. This is the place. In comment section, you have to put any references or any authorship or any in-text citation. This is the part where authors or researchers comment or experience comes into play. And when you are going to generate report, everything will come together.
So, and finally, how do we decide on the objectives of the research? I mean, whether we have, when we are studying the morale of the middle managers. So how do we comment upon the objectives through this findings?
Okay. Still left. So, this is research objective.
Sir, if you allow me, I also wanted to add something to this so that you can reply together. I just wanted to ask, like, since this type of report for the audience for this can be either the top management of the banks or maybe some consulting groups. So when you are giving it to them, they may not be like technical people who can understand like the quotations or these were the quotations, these were the codes, this type. So in a layman's language or that which everybody can understand, your stakeholders can understand, how you will be presenting that report.
So you say that this is the pattern emerging from what do you do in quantitative research? You talk about frequencies, you talk about significant values, you talk about p-values, no? So exactly, since you are familiar with all those terminology, and since you are not familiar with that qualitative terminology, of course, this is only for the research domain. But when we are going to present to policy makers or your top management, definitely you are not going to talk about all the jargons about the technicality of the research. You only say that we have collected data in this way, and from our data analysis that we have used so analysis, and this is what emerging. Why these people are not concerned about the technical process and how you have done it. As a researcher, you are going to provide them summary of your research, not the technical part. Technical part is only known to your researcher, examiner, or your guide. Right. Yeah.
Sir, I think, hello.
Please go ahead.
Sir, I think in this way, there is another software NVivo, which is a little bit better because see, in NVivo we can check out more than 10 or more than 20 selective references which are correlated with our study. Like you have a study on middle level managers morale. Like you can fetch on similar type of references and their comments and their conclusion, abstract, everything as per your selection, and you can correlate with your current study. That is a betterment in NVivo. I think NVivo is better version. Right?
Just based on few sessions, if you are making comment, this is better. This is I don't know whether.
No, I think I'm just talking about some better table format or like
But
People are asking. People are asking.
do you feel that by studying 2 to 3 hours,
No, not possible.
we are going to cover everything about Atlas TI? I have just given you 10%, which is maximum possible in Atlas TI. There is a much more advanced version of Atlas TI, like auto coding and cloud version and machine learning. Everything is there right now. But you need to have a lot of time to understand the entire aspects of Atlas TI. So whatever possible I can give you in this much time, I am giving even more than that right now. But this software has much more advanced feature than NVIVO, right? And whatever concern you have raised, everything is can be generated from Atlas TI. Okay.
So you mentioned this software can be used for analysis of this quantitative data also.
Yes. Okay. You can use this function, import and export. You can use this survey here, right? So you can use your Excel survey here and it will automatically be imported to Atlas TI, but not exactly the way you are going to download your survey, because you have to modify their headings with the specific symbols, because this Atlas TI will catch those symbols, and based on those symbols automatically it will code and it will take it. But this is the option. There is an option of Twitter data, right? There is an option of importing EndNote and reference manager. All the references that you have done in Zotero or EndNote or anywhere, automatically there is an option in Atlas TI to capture within a fraction of a second, right? So there are so many things here. I have just given you only 10 to 15%, which is maximum possible. Okay.
So my query was like, I mean, we have derived patterns, we have got codes, but at the end of the day, how do we, know that yes, whether our research objective has been achieved or we have not achieved? So that's the final thing that I was looking forward to understand, sir.
Okay, let me do another way. Let me clarify. Okay, let me create here another code group, because our objective was management practices. Let me write in simple way management practices, right? Now in management practices you can take all these codes together. Wait,
fourth one,
this is management practices, no?
Right.
Now you can take two management practices. Wait here, this one, no? So you can create management practices, and in management practices you can club all this code. For example, or there is another way. Let me take you to analysis part. Let me go to query tool. Wait. Next functional practices. Wait. Or this functional practices. Clarity of goals. Then it was about this one, and there was another which was about now these are the part of management practices,
right?
Now there is a concept called save smart code. I will go and I will simply say that management practices. Okay. Now, do you see management practices somewhere? I will show you where it is. Do you see your management practices?
Yes.
Now, what happens if you want to generate single report using management practices? Then you can generate. How you can generate? Let me check. This is query tool. Now you have removed. Now let me go to analyze. Let me go to query tool, and let me go to management practices directly. Okay. Now I will directly go here, and I will create all the reports, and every report will come together about all HR practices, lack of clarity, and everything. Can you see here management practices? Everything
Right.
which come together, right? So this is this is way to generate report, right?
Okay.
Exactly in same way, if you want to create report for low middle managers morale, you can create and accordingly you can just
Okay.
justify. These are
So
the
this is what,
analysis.
this is what goes to the management.
Yeah. Exactly same way you can find out multiple codes and you can create the group of low morale and you can present these are the management practices which were responsible for the low morale. You can also create separate network for showing that these are the practices emerging, right? You can also create Excel report, and from Excel report you can make pie diagram or pie chart or whatever. I also mentioned about you can also create Sankey diagram. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So this is that is why when you Google and try to find out any Atlas TI workshop, it takes 3 to 4 days to understand at least basics about it. Okay. So it has lot of feature, lot of function. Since you raise question, I have shown you. It can analyze, as somebody asked about the quantitative data, content analysis, auto coding, sentiment analysis, document analysis, thematic analysis. There are many more options available. Okay.
Yes, thank you, sir, for a wonderful session. So yes, learning has never ends because it
Absolutely.
will go so long and we will will not never stop because
Absolutely.
it is many things to learn remaining. And now it's and thank you participants also for being raised very good, very valid questions, and your interactive session. Now it's the time to giving the video feedback for one by one, both internal and external. So first start with external, one by one. Please switch on your video and give feedback for the workshop and your session, how you have enjoyed. Please give it, and then I will circulate the feedback form. Please one by one. Dr. Aruth Selvi. Please, ma'am.
Good evening. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am. Thank you so much for the session. For many years, I've heard about Atlas TI, and it seemed like some scary thing out there. It was really nice the way you explained, and how patiently you made us also think about these codes. And it was nice to have the group. So this group thinking also helped us to have a little confidence about how we're looking at these issues. And I have got nothing to do with OBHR area. I teach finance. But the way you were explaining and speaking also, I mean, I could relate as a student of management. So few things that I did understand, actually, not just that when we were doing it, but when we recall what we learned for 5 days, now the 5th day, some very specific things like the code should be close to the quote, because when you were creating buckets, sir, then we had to remember the context in which that thing was said. So it's better not to create a new word, but to pick it up at least similar to how it was said. So some few things I could understand. I'm really happy. Thank you to BIMS and to the entire team, and to Dr. Biswaroop, Professor Biswaroop Chatterjee, because he recommended to me. I didn't know about this workshop, and that prior experience also was great. This also was very great, and so your training was awesome, and it was really useful. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Adila Navas. Yes, Adila. Dr. Reshmi Mukherjee. Yes, Reshmi ma'am. Can you please? Yes. Hello.
Lena, this side, can I speak?
Okay, Lena, ma'am. Yes, yes. Sure.
All right, so thank you very much, organizers, for this very, very beautiful session. As you've rightly said, learning is never ending. And I have interest in qualitative research, trying to understand. I have also attended sessions here and there to get a feel of what qualitative research is and how it goes. But my hearty full gratitude to Ajay sir for explaining the details about the theory, especially in such simple terms. So thank you once again, sir. And I think what you've shared with us is only a trailer to get a feel of what qualitative research is. And
Yes.
I feel that qualitative research, if you really want to do, I mean, we need a team, a single person working on and thinking that we'll have a A-star publication on the basis of qualitative research. That is very difficult because there are so many aspects to it. So Shriparna ma'am, if it is possible and you all can think about, that if people are really interested and if we can have small teams, and then we can work together, you can just check out with your director or the other concerned authorities and
We will have feedback form. So give your
yes.
feedback, your suggestions there. Okay. There is
yes.
options. Okay. We have that, your options.
Yeah.
Okay, Jyoti ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so
Rina
much.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Jyoti ma'am. So all of you have very much interactive throughout the session. So I hope that you will give your valuable comments, your valuable feedback or video feedback, because it will be really valuable for all of us.
Hello, I thank all the organizers.
Yes, thank you,
and Dr. Ajay Gupta also, because I am also a teacher. In fact, I'm a banker as well as an academician, and I really enjoyed. In fact, he's a very patient teacher, I would say, and he's trying to teach the basics. In fact, where I'm doing PhD, while understanding or attending a few lectures, I was not conceptually very clear about qualitative research. And I think my concepts are very clear. As regards this Atlas TI, we have learned preliminary aspects of this. And I think learning any software may not be very difficult once we are doing it, but understanding the concepts is very difficult. And I must say that you are really a very patient teacher. Because maybe while I am also teaching, I may not go into this. I will teach the basics and keep on going further. You are like the way you were recording all response of all the participants. It's really appreciable. And I thank the organizers, especially Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Institute of Management also, for giving us also opportunity to attend it. Thank you so much. And thank you all the fellow participants also for raising very valid questions, which help us understanding the concepts. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Sachin sir, Snigdha ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would like to say special thanks to Bharatiya Vidya
Sir,
Bhavan.
can you please put on your video, please? Because we interacted throughout the 5 days. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So it will be very nice to see you. Yes.
Extremely thankful to the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Institute of Management Sciences for organizing such a beautiful FDP workshop and bringing to us such an expert, Dr. Ajay Kumar Gupta, to us, who has painstakingly highlighted and taken care of all our doubts and all, has been doing it, jotting down all our thought processes. Qualitative analysis, I think I have understood a bit, almost small, and it is very much important in Indian context. We have been using all sorts of models which have been prepared in USA and Europe, and we have been following it and saying that this also happens in India. But no, it does not happen in India. We have been only mimicking what has been done in USA. So I think qualitative research is one area which we Indian faculties should take it very seriously to find out more themes, more constructs and variables which could be an add-on to the existing theories. So it's an insight from my side, and I would try to learn more about it. thank you, Dr. Ajay Kumar Gupta, for helping us, for making us understand what is Atlas TI. And this is just, let me tell you, it's a very small thing. Maybe we need to come attend more such workshops on Atlas TI. And we will be in touch with you, Dr. Ajay Kumar Gupta, for all future help. Thank you once again to all the participants, the organizers, and to the experts of this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Snigdha ma'am. So I just calling the name those who have interacted throughout these 5 days. So, but it is not that I am not asking anyone. Please just put on your video and share your feedback. It is very much valuable. Any internal? Because our internal also present over here. Okay.
Can I
Now,
go ahead?
yes. Sorry.
Shall I share my feedback?
Yes, sir. Sure.
It was a wonderful session, and Mr. Gupta has been an excellent trainer. And I mean, understanding qualitative research with, he says basics but for many of us, it was really wonderful understanding the basics itself and training in such a, wonderful manner wherein everyone can participate and everyone can understand it. To the last question was, I really appreciated it. And I thank him from my bottom of my heart for such a wonderful session. And participants were also very active and engaged. That is one of the major achievements of this session, I can say. So thanks, Bharati Vidya Bhavan, for the opportunity, and would look forward to many more sessions in future as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Sir. Anyone, any internal present over here? Can you give your suggestions, your comments, your feedback?
Should I try?
Yes. Yes, sir. Please.
So, very welcome and thanks to Dr. Gupta, first of all. Sir has made this event or program wide-reaching. And just, I think it is just a tip of the iceberg. Sir has just said that 10 or 15%. I think it may be 5 to 10% only. So what is that? We have organized this workshop just to sensitize the qualitative research, ideation among the scholars and what is qualitative research is all about. And what is the importance, why people should seek for qualitative research or why people should go for qualitative research, what are the importance, and definitely there are good publication aspects. That Sir has doing this already. Sir has published books, Sir has published journal articles. I've seen the articles that day also on the Himadas, Sir has referred to. So what I believe that definitely it will be a primer for all of us, and definitely in future we'll look forward for more advanced sessions on maybe on Atlas TI and qualitative research. And furthermore, I'd like to add that it would be very beneficial for us if we can work on some mixed research methods. That means the combination of quantitative and qualitative, and I think Sir would definitely encourage that. Thank you, Sriparna. You will be a wonderful convener for this program, and she is a very good initiator. Best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sir. Okay, so now I would like to share the participants' evaluation form. So this is very much important form. You should not leave the workshop before filling up this because it is important for your certificate. Okay, and carefully please fill up this.
Purna ma'am, can I please share some words?
Yes, sure, Shaunak. I was waiting for internals comment. Yes, you are our students.
My sincerest regards to Dr. Ajay Kumar Gupta for his enlightening and enriching session. And we look forward for more such sessions. Like I'm a pursuing MBA student, so I have no idea about qualitative research, but to see a mix and blend of the topics discussed and the coding and decoding as well. And I would also pay my sincere gratitude to all the participants present the research scholars, the professors, and the faculty members as well. And last but not the least, I would like to pay my regards to Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Institute of Management Science for giving us this opportunity for this platform. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Now, Shaunak, you do one thing, you write a research paper based on your understanding and send to sir to correct it. That is your job. Otherwise, it will be another workshop like Me Too workshop. So it will be an
collaborative
application.
efforts. We
No,
can.
no,
we
no.
can
You need to do it individually, and you do it to sir. Give it the assignment to sir. That is your assignment from our side.
I'll try, sir. I'll try my level best.
Dr. Sriparna, can I have some words?
Yes, sure, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah, actually, I would like to thank the organizers first, because it is an opportunity to really, to start with what is qualitative research for all to know and to learn something very basic. And I really thank the expert, Dr. Ajay Gupta sir, for an excellent session. All through the sessions, he really nailed it, everything, each and everything. But again, it is for like people who do not know, it is very basic, and they will, keep learning things. And we all learn, like every one of us actually mentioned that each and every day we used to learn something new, right? So we will keep on learning this. And for me, actually, personally, I have done my PhD in health research, public health. So actually, my PhD research was like, it was a mixed research. I included both qualitative as well quantitative methods. And it was like, I just went back and re-looked into my research, and I was kind of reflecting my analysis and my like explanatory models, all these things. So thank you, Ajay sir, for this great opportunity. And I would like to keep a request to you. While you publishing your book, can you pass on the messages to our group, maybe, or through Sriparna ma'am, so that we will get the material, get the book, get an opportunity to read your book.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Sriparna ma'am, with your permission, can I share my words?
Sure, Pavel.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. My name is Pavel Sarkar. I am a student of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Institute of Management Science, Kolkata. And sir, I'm currently pursuing my MBA. Sir, these 5 days are completely awesome. I have learned a lot of things. And previously, I didn't have much idea regarding what is qualitative research, what is the approach. And sir, thank you for your side. And I would like to thank Sriparna madam and Bishwarup sir for organizing this such wonderful and such insightful and informative workshop. And thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And thanks again to Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Institute of Management Science, Kolkata. Thank you, sir.
Pavel, I'm not the co-convener. Sriparna ma'am, the idea of this workshop is totally copyrighted to Sriparna ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Thanks to principal sir, thanks to our director sir, obviously of BIMS Kolkata, who gave me this opportunity to organize such a kind of workshop, because it was in my mind there is a qualitative research, because it is the very new thing, and we need to encourage the qualitative research, because we need to make a mixed method of research methodology, as sir started from the first sessions. So I was thinking and I proposed them, they approved, so that's all. So obviously Bishwarup sir was with me. Okay, sir was with me, sir is not. Yes, the idea was mine, but the thing, they have approved me, they give me this opportunity. And last but not the least, thanks to the Dr. Gupta sir.
Yes, sir.
Your patience, teaching, your patience, that answering for each and one participant's response, make it successful, I think, because how in the way how you have handled that, it is excellent. It is really excellent. I am really amazed that how can you handle all these things, you know.
Thank you very much, each and every participant, for raising wonderful question, qualitative and quantitative, both the questions. And this is how we learn from each other. So more than you learn, I have learned more than, you know, from all the participants. And I'm really thankful to organizer, your institute, and all the participants to attend this workshop. And of course, I appreciate your suggestion that this is only 5 to 10% of qualitative research.
Yes.
And whenever I take any workshop, I always go back to fundamental, because I always believe that once fundamental is clear, then rest of the things will automatically be taken care of. Okay. So qualitative research, you know, it is, you know, what to say, this is unlimited space and scope for it. And most of the qualitative research, of course, take place in Western and European context. In India, still we are much behind in qualitative research. But if you want to really create some remarkable, forget about timing publication. Of course, that is important for academic survival. But if you want to really bring some, you know, amazing insight about anything, then of course, qualitative research is the way. Okay. And because that is where you are going to explore some new phenomena. Otherwise, if you are going with the existing theory, existing concept, and just justifying everything in different way, and using any advanced tool, whether SAS or SPS, it doesn't make any sense, right? No, because based on my experience, I say that even if you go with the small concept, delve down, go deeper, and try to create some new knowledge which is not there in the literature. So I think it purely depends on the interest of the people. But I hope that you know, people should explore more and more. They dig deeper into the qualitative research, and you know, whatever I could answer to your question, I did my level best. And it purely depends on you whether you are satisfied or not. But I did my duty sincerely, honestly, and I'm satisfied with it. And I'm happy again. Once again, I'm thankful to organizer, Siparna Madam, principal and institutions, and all the participants who spared their valuable time to learn something. And that is how we continue to learn from each other. Many of you can, you know, if you are interested to take any suggestion or any help, I'm always there. Secondly, if you want to buy any software of Atlas TI, if you can write mail to me, you will automatically get 20% discount on the price, because I am the senior trainer. So I will just forward your mail to the people in Berlin, and automatically they will connect with you, and automatically on the existing price you will get 20% discount. Apart from that, if anybody needs professional assistant in you know, analysis, qualitative data analysis, then you can also reach me. Otherwise, I really enjoyed the 5-day session along with all the participants, the quality of questions, and your patience as well. So thank you very much once again. We will meet again whenever time permits. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, so
Thank
much.
you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Participant, please fill up this form, this evaluation feedback form, before leaving.
Should I log out, madam?
Yes, sir. You can log out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank
Yes.
you so much once again.
Participants, please fill up the form. And
Ma'am, thank you so much. It was actually so good. Daily I was going to college and I would come at 6 o'clock and then I would attend, but it was more relaxing and not tiring. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
thanks to all of you, those who have make it interesting and much more encouraging for all of us. It is encouraging for from our side, we organize and resource person, obviously. Thank you.
Really awesome job. Thank you so much, ma'am. I'll leave. Thank you. I finished the form. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So after completion, or you can leave one by one.